Here we are, Chapter 18, Primary Challenge Math. So let's stick with ratios on this problem. And so we say we have this weight of 24 pounds for 1 gallon. Then you need to figure out, well, how many, if they're asking about cups, a gallon is how many cups. And so you know that it's 4 quarts, 8 pints, 16 cups. So 24 pounds is for 16 cups. How much is it for half a cup? And so we're interested in, well, how much did I divide by to get down to half a cup? Well, if I divide by 16, I get to a cup, then divide by 2. So altogether, I'm dividing by 32. So my answer is going to be 24 divided by 32, but we don't really even need to calculate that. We just say, well, 24 divided by 32 looks a lot like 3 out of 4. So we say it's 3 out of 4. So 3/4, so a half cup must weigh 3/4 of a pound. Well, let's see if that's true. If that's true, then what would have to be true? Then it would have to be true that if I multiplied 3/4 times 32, that should get me back to 24 pounds. And that indeed is true, because there's 32 half cups in the whole. Here's a problem that you'll get over and over again in various forms. So we want to know basically, so we have 1 ounce for 1 square inch. So how much will it weigh for a square foot? Well, but we want to relate this to square inches. So if you think about it, so if you go an inch tall and then you divide that into 12 parts, okay, so here's 12 square inches, square inch, square inch, square inch. But how many rows of 12 do you have? Well, same thing, right, is that you could say, okay, I'm going to divide it up. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so you end up with 12 rows of 12, and if you were to cut it up, get it all together. So it's really 12 times 12 square inches. So it's 144 square inches. So if 1 ounce for 1 square inch, 144 ounces for a square foot. So to work on this problem, we want to know our weight. So let's think about it as weight. So we want the weight per volume. Okay, so our weight is 16 pounds, and that's 1 gallon. Okay, but we know we have to get to ounces. We want to get to, well, how much does 1 fluid ounce weigh? So one confusing part, right, is that a pound, so weight also has ounces. So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So 16 pounds is 16 times 16 ounces. So that's how many ounces 1 gallon of milk weighs. And a gallon of milk is 128 fluid ounces. And so if we give ourselves a little more room here, we'll say we can simplify the problem that we have 16 times 16, 256 ounces of weight in 128 fluid ounces. But you can see that if you know your powers of 2, 128 times 2 is 256. So there's just saying we have 2 ounces for 1 fluid ounce. And that's our answer. Each fluid ounce weighs 2 ounces. This is a problem where when you see the 3.9 here and the 39 there, you think, well, this problem might have an easier solution. So let's look at our ratio here. So we'll try again. We have 3.9 ounces for 1 decimeter, but there's 10 decimeters in a meter, so let's just go up to a meter, because then we'll get that 39 that also appears in here. So if we multiply by 10, so we have a times 10 relationship. So we times 10 above, and it'll be 39 ounces for a meter. But what do we know about a meter? It's 39 inches. So we have 39 ounces for 39 inches, but that's just 1 ounce for 1 inch. So that they sort of gave us an easy solution there. Let's keep up that same idea of having the weight per the volume, or the weight per item, or item. And so we have 3 pounds of weight, and we have a dozen donuts. We have 12, so you need to know that you have 12 donuts. Well, so you could just stick with that, but you see how they want ounces, so you might as well switch it now. So you have 3 times 16, so you have 48 ounces for 12 donuts. And that's a 4-to-1 relationship, so you have 4 ounces for 1 donut. So what if you have just 1/4 of a donut? Well, that's a divide by 4 relationship. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 1/4 of a donut is 1 ounce.